You're watching New Cars Spin, or actually Road and Tracked, depending on what I'm talking about. And today we are in Frisco, Texas, and something interesting I want to talk about. Sorry, I'm in a loud car. It's a Corolla GR. It's in expert mode, and I've got a manual transmission, so I'm just doing the best I can here. But I want to talk about what's going on with these people saying they want to cap rent increases at 5%. So let's think about that for a second. Capping rent at 5%, what does that really do? If we look at the numbers, 34% of the population in the United States is the amount of renters that we have. So if you're going to cap rent, the maximum amount of people is basically a third of the population. But why are we capping rent? Shouldn't we be capping insurance? I mean, look around. Look at all of this stuff that has to be insured, and look at the excuses insurance companies have right now. They're sitting here talking about, oh, weather events. Oh, gee, you insure against catastrophic events, but for some reason you feel like weather is sort of like beyond your control. Insurance companies are the ones taking on the risk. Insurance companies are the ones that are causing what's going to be a housing crash. When they are asking for 30 and 40% rate increases on everybody's premiums in a year, what does that mean? Well, just look around. I'll tell you what that means. You're here in the Legacy West area. Well, actually, this is the other Legacy side here. There's a bunch of commercial buildings, a bunch of businesses coming here into this part of Texas. And basically, why would anyone ever agree to paying more for insurance when they're not even covering most of the claims that they're being filed against them? We have to go back to this rent increase nonsense. We should be capping insurance premiums, because in the end, you know what's driving those insurance premiums up? It's not the weather, and it's not inflation. It's commercial real estate. Because when you look around at these insurance companies, you know what they do with that money? They invest it in commercial real estate, which is crashing. You have Real Estate Mindset, the guy on YouTube who's basically toured Houston the other day and basically showed you over $221 million in foreclosures in commercial real estate. And if you look at the numbers, life insurance and property casualty insurance invest in commercial real estate by issuing commercial mortgages. And what's going on right now with commercial mortgages? They're foreclosing. So why would your rent increase? Your rent's going to increase because insurance went up. So now wait a second. Your insurance went up and now you have to pay more for rent, but they want to cap that at 5%, but your insurance goes up 30 to 40%, and that's acceptable? So why would they not cap rent? Oh, ha. Lost you. Can't do two things at once here. Hold on a second. These brakes are really good, by the way. That's the first time I've dropped the camera. So we look around here and we go, okay, let's not let rent go higher than 5%. Yeah, but let's increase insurance 30 to 40%. Well, if you don't realize how screwed you are, it's because they need that money to cover their ass. Because they're saying, oh, all of this commercial real estate, the insurance companies are safe with their portfolio because only 5 or 6% is invested in commercial real estate. They're they're diverse in their investments and this and that. I don't care how much it is. If you look around, and you see hundreds of millions of dollars going down the tubes, and you have insurance companies raising rates to cover that loss, it's not because the cost to fix your house went up. It's because they're covering their losses. And those are the losses that they took without even paying claims. You want to know why they can't pay claims? It's because there's so many foreclosures in the commercial real estate market. This is why I always get on the freeway at 100 miles an hour, because this is never safe. Let's get off. Anyway, think about what they want to do here. They want to cap rent at 5% increases, and then they don't want to limit insurance companies from raising your rates, which everybody pays, and it's because they're taking huge losses on their gambles, which means that they were trying to make money on commercial real estate by issuing mortgages and buying these commercial buildings and basically losing their shorts on it. And now all of a sudden rent is an issue. They're basically distracting you from the fact that all of this commercial building, set this tollway aside because that's a little different, all of these office buildings, all of these commercial real estate buildings are in huge trouble, and insurance companies are the ones taking the losses. Insurance companies are the ones that made the mistakes. Insurance companies are the ones that are not paying you the money they owe you for your loss. But let's focus on rent. Yeah, that makes total sense. Anyway, I'm gonna have some links in the video below that cover all the things I'm talking about. 16% of all insurance is basically paying for commercial real estate in the form of mortgages. And you've seen these buildings go up left and right and left and right, especially here in Texas, basically every city in Texas. And now all of a sudden your insurance is 40% higher, some places 100% higher. And that's causing everyone to lose their homes because the mortgage payments are too high, even if their interest rates are low. And don't think that insurance companies don't care about that. If you have a 2.9% mortgage, an insurance company doesn't care about raising your rates 30%, 40%, 50%. It doesn't matter. They're just going to do it. And why is that? Because they made a mistake. They gambled too hard on these fancy buildings, and now you're paying for it. Do you think when that building forecloses that you're ever going to see your claim paid? Not a chance. Who's going to come in and rescue those losses? Well, you're already paying for it. Your commercial real estate sector has already failed, and it's just kind of been swept under the rug, and you're being distracted by all these other things. But the reality is your 30 and 40% consecutive annual premium increases have paid for things like that right there, these losses. So don't get distracted and don't get all hyped up about a 5% rate cap on your rent. You need to get a rate cap on this insurance because it's out of control. This is why it's out of control. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.